Hello everyone, what's up and welcome to the Shiny Raiko channel. Now today I'm going to go through my Pendulum Magicians in link format. The previous video I posted of this deck wasn't link ready. I was just playing normal Yu-Gi-Oh before link format was released. However, I've been entering tournaments very frequently recently and I've been having great results. I've topped all tournaments that I've entered and I have a great understanding of the deck and how to play it. Now my variant of the deck plays a lot of text and a lot of different cards that people don't normally play, and the ratios are different. However, the deck is very balanced and very good at what it does. So I don't believe in playing any card that is unnecessary in the deck. So let me go right into the deck profile. Now normally I'll tell you in description everything that the card does. However, I'm not going to do that today, only for the tech cards and the really integral cards, because I posted a recent video and everyone should know what these cards are by now. So triple Astrograph, triple double Iris, two Black Fang. Now you don't need more than two Black Fang for no reason ever, because it's so good that you might only get off its effect once. Also, you're not going to be piling them up in the graveyard. It's very unwise to do that. And you might never get the third one off. Trust me, I've been playing the deck and I would never increase it. However, White Wing can be decreased by one. The only reason why I play two is because when I synchro summon with it, and sometimes I have to, it will banish itself. Now, if you only play one copy and it's banished, you cannot summon Zark, and Zark is the game ender, so I have to play two. Triple Purple Poison Magician, he's the best one because if he's destroyed, he destroys a card. Two Harmonizing. To be honest with everyone, you can play three. However, I'm very comfortable with two and I don't think I'd like to play a card that I do not want to draw multiple of. I would not play three of it. Then we have Triple Wisdom Eye Magician, one of the best scale cards in the entire deck. One Oath. Oath is there to add back your cards. This is link format. You can add them back from your face-up extra deck so you get more to pendulum summon from your hand. However, I'm always caught in a position where, because people are well aware that it gains me pluses, the Mystical Space Typhoon, it do something to destroy it. Now, Astrograph can special summon itself when a card I control is destroyed and add the next copy. However, I only play one Oath, so I'm considering to play more than one. And that's it for the Magicians. Next one up, we have the Performapals. Triple Joker, he's the Stratus. Two Pendulum Sorcerer. Now, this is our next tech card. Most people don't play him. You 100% should play it. If you're not playing it, I don't want to insult anybody, but you might just be stupid. There's no other card in Yu-Gi-Oh currently that is worth playing over this in the deck. I see people playing Luna. It's extremely bad. You must play Sorcerer because he's the key to helping you build in your field first turn. If you do not play him, you deserve every single time when you lose. Straightforward. I cannot put it any other way. One other is Dissolver because the Sorcerer would only have Joker to search for because he can only search for Performapals. So I put in an extra target for him to search for. Now you don't need more than that for the Performapals. And the deck is 40. So I don't play more cards than necessary. And the last monster is Lost the Pendulum. He's just there for the first turn combos and you should be playing one. You actually have this. It shouldn't be optional at this point. Then you have Triple Duelist Alliance. Searches out all pendulum monsters that have pendulum in their name, spells, and traps. However, if you're confused on what it defines as pendulum, this card name is Luster Pendulum. Pendulum is in the name. However, for the spell card, its name is Pendulumgraph, one word. But because it has the word pendulum within its name, you can still search for it. And that brings it up to Triple Star Pendulumgraph. A lot of people play two. This is the only one that is debatable that you can play less of. However, I like to find it in my opening hand. I want to see it as soon as possible, so I'm going to play three to get the chance of just having one copy. Then we have two Pen Call. Pendulum Call is a must play. However, I don't like playing 3 because if I can't destroy my cards, they can't get effects. So it's very counterproductive towards what the deck does. So if you're not looking towards using the Pendulum Call in your hand, especially on first turn, I save it for later in the duel. And it always leads me to have a dead card in my hand when I want a combo hand to go off. So I'll cut a copy, and it's been working quite fine. And last for the spells, we have double Typhoon, one Raigeki. Must play. Absolute must play. You cannot play anything else over the Typhoon because you will need to destroy your own cards at times. And people still do not understand that. If you go first, you might have to Typhoon your own double Iris to get a search off before you do anything else. And Raigeki is self-explanatory. For the traps, I have triple Time Pendulumgraph. You can cut a copy if you'd like. However, I would not recommend it. As said with the previous Pendulumgraph, I want to see it in my opening hand. So I'll play the maximum amount of copy just to see it. And you don't have to worry about Solemn. I've been playing for the longest while now. And I played True Dracos back to back last tournament, which was yesterday. And I beat all the True Dracos. And I just never needed Solemn. There was never opportunity to come up that I'd prefer to play Solemn than any other card. Moving on. Now to the extra deck. I'm going to do it in reverse order. Normally I start in Fusion first, but I'm going to go straight into Link. Decode Talker. Decode Talker is a really bad card. And yes, I said bad card. The reason why is you're using 3 monsters just to give yourself 2 zones and go equal with your opponent, giving them also 2 zones because they'll have the other zone free, which is really bad. You don't actually want that to happen. It's just that it's the start of the Link format. We don't have any other better card to can use. If we had an example, a dark monster version to Mrs. Radiant, I would completely get rid of this card and play the dark one over it because it doesn't make sense for me to use 3 monsters to go into this card. However, because of how I play the deck, it's very easy to go into. It's just that you have to use your own discretion on whether you need to summon it or not. I have not summoned it in any tournament so far, and I have been winning. So it says a lot. One Dweller must play, absolute must against your Dinosaur matchup and your True Draco matchup. I go out of my way to summon this on either of them on the first turn, and that's what get me ahead against them. Then you have Castel. Castel is Castel. 2 Timestar Magician. Everyone should want to play at this point. And the last XE that I do have to explain because it's a new card, Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. Now it's better than your old Rebellion by far, but there's drawbacks. 1, you can only exceed someone with 2 Dark Pendulum monsters. So it's kind of specific to my deck. You can't play it in just any and every deck, but its effect is amazing. Unlike the old Rebellion that half your opponent monster, this, when you attack during damage calculation, you can use its effect. Just detach 1 material and it drops your opponent monster attack to 0 and it gains their original attack. Then you have the Synchros. We have the Clear Wing Supreme King version, Enlightenment Paladin, Stardust Dragon, Psy-framelord Omega, and Iggy Azalea. Iggy is here because she's bad and you know it. Psy-framelord Omega is a must play. It's just a free synchro summon and get rid of itself out of the extra monster zone. And when it comes back, it comes to the main monster zone. So you get a lot of freedom and space to work it with 2 extra deck monsters. Iggy, it just destroys a pendulum card and shuffling your opponent card without targeting. So it's a very good card. Stardust is very good because he comes back in the main monster zone. And again, he can just negate freely. And there are a lot of matchups where card effects just destroy stuff, so Stardust is always good. This is here just because it gives him back a card, and this card is actually very, very good. When it synchro summon, destroy all face-up monsters my opponent controls, full stop. Just by synchro summoning it. When it attack, I can destroy the monster before damage calculation with its effect, and they lose damage to the original attack. And if it is in my graveyard, I can tribute 2 Supreme King Dragons and special summon it from the graveyard. But the effect that blows the field is only considered as Synchro summon. And watch out, it's a dark. Clear wing monsters are normally wind. So it's the only dark one. Then last one up is the fusions. Vortex, Gatlinghoul, Starving Venom. It was a hard choice in picking the fusions. I think it came down really close to what is easily accessible in the format, and that's what I decided to play on. Now, Vortex is Vortex. I just believe I must play him. Even if it gets destroyed, it's an insurance. As in, if my opponent does not have an out, it's going to stay on the field and win me the game. Ghoul is there for the OTK. He does massive amounts of damage. And then this card, I was contemplating it because the old Venom was better. So I took it out, and then here what? With this, you can contact fusion with face down monsters. As long as I use 2 Dark Pendulum monsters, I can fusion summon this card. And here what? It can still copy a monster effect on the field or in either player's graveyard. And you can copy the conductor effect on Book of Moon, everything. But as long as you use that effect to copy an effect, you gain piercing damage. So you can Book of Moon everything, pierce what you need to pierce, and send what you need to send, because Conductor has a really huge defense. And the last card is Zark. He's a key card in the deck. He's what the deck is centered around. I've summoned Zark several times against every kind of deck. You just need to play it right. And Zark is just an auto win because there are hardly any outs. Because if someone is going to kaiju me, it's not like I'm going to summon Zark on the first turn. They're going to kaiju whatever I summon first. And Zark is just has 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense, cannot be targeted, cannot be destroyed by card effects. It's just really hard to get over. And then when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon mostly this or this, the Rebellion. However, this rarely comes up because you'd actually have to have your Decode Talker on the field for that effect to work. And the reason why is that you won't have more than 1 extra monster zone to work with. You cannot bring this card because its effect is that it must be fusion summon or special summon by its own effect. So you can't summon that. And the Dark Rebellion, it does make sense you go for it because it won't have any exceed material to use its effect. But this card can still attack and destroy my opponent's monster and do the burn damage. So this one is actually still pretty good. 1 Maxi, double Consecrated Light, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, triple Mirror Force, 1 Royal Decree, 2 Heavy Storm Duster, and 2 Rivalry of the Warlords. Now, let me explain my card choices. 1, I only had 2 copies, so I still played the Decree against any matchup that I thought I would need it. Example, Paleozoic. They're still a thing. I didn't end up playing any, but they still exist. Consecrated Light is there for dark decks and mirror matches. As long as you go first and pendulum summon, then normal summon this card, you'll be okay. DDDs can't do anything to stop you because it's not like they can go off without Decode Talker or some kind of dark monster. And they can't summon Decode Talker because they can't summon dark monsters. Also, it beats Vendreads, not that they're an issue. So it beats a lot of things. And then I have played 2 Rivalry. At the tournament, I actually decided 13 cards because I didn't know what to side for the last 2. The meta, me where I am in Jamaica, is not defined to just the best decks. I know that we still play True Drake and stuff like that, but I don't have any massive restrict. I don't think I might need any. And my matchups for the tournament were actually really awkward decks. I played a mirror match, then Dinosaur, a Cubics. I told all of them. It's not like I lost a duel. What were giving me a real problem was the True Draco. I played them back to back to back to back to back, and they were the hardest fights. And the Exceed pulled through, and I kept going first on the dice roll, so that pushed me further. So that's it for the deck profile. You can give me your opinion on what else I should side. I actually really would take anyone's advice right now because I'm just having these 4 cards for no reason. Sorry, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, and you can check out any of my previous videos down below to the right. Have a wonderful day. Peace.